Imagine waking up one night to see a sky completely devoid of the moon. No glowing crescent, no full circle illuminating the darkness, no familiar satellite orbiting our planet. It has vanished entirely. At first, it might feel surreal or even beautiful, as if the sky had suddenly become endless and pure. But soon, the reality would hit. The moon is not just a decoration in our sky, it plays a fundamental role in shaping life on Earth. Its gravitational pull governs tides, stabilizes the planet's axial tilt, and even influences animal behavior. Without it, immediate changes would ripple across oceans, weather, ecosystems, human societies, and even the future of space exploration. If you want to explore mind-bending, what-if scenarios like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with friends who love science, space, and cosmic exploration. The first and most immediate impact would be on Earth's tides. The moon's gravity pulls water toward it, creating high and low tides that are crucial for coastal ecosystems. Without this influence, tides would weaken dramatically, with far smaller differences between high and low tide. Coastal life that depends on tidal rhythms, such as crabs, mollusks, and fish, would struggle to survive. Coral reefs, which rely on tidal flow for nutrient distribution, could face collapse. Human societies in coastal areas might experience unexpected flooding or the loss of natural harbors. Fishing industries could collapse overnight, causing food shortages for millions. Beaches, which rely on consistent tidal movement to replenish sand, might erode differently, changing coastlines permanently. The moon's disappearance would unsettle the rhythm of the oceans, a rhythm that has guided life for billions of years. Earth's axial tilt, seasons, and climate would face long-term chaos. The moon stabilizes our planet's tilt at roughly 23.5 degrees, ensuring that seasons remain relatively predictable. Without it, Earth could wobble unpredictably, with its axis shifting dramatically over centuries. Summers in some regions could become unbearably hot, while winters could plunge into extreme cold. Monsoons, hurricanes, and rainfall patterns could shift in unpredictable ways, devastating agriculture and human settlements. Civilizations, historically built on reliable seasonal cycles, would have to adapt to dramatic climate shifts. Countries dependent on seasonal crops might face famine, while regions previously inhospitable could become habitable. Over centuries, continents could experience climate chaos, reshaping the path of human development. Animal life would face sudden disruption. Many species rely on the moon's light or phases for survival. Sea turtles, for example, hatch at night and navigate toward the moonlit horizon to reach the ocean. Without the moon, hatchlings could become disoriented, causing massive population declines. Crabs, nocturnal predators, and some fish species synchronize reproductive cycles with lunar phases. Migratory birds that navigate using moonlight could lose their way. Even insects like certain moths and fireflies rely on lunar illumination to signal and hunt. The disappearance of the moon would disrupt the ecological balance, threatening food chains and biodiversity worldwide. Nighttime on Earth would feel profoundly different. Humans have gazed at the moon for millennia, drawing inspiration from its phases and glow. Poets, philosophers, and dreamers have long associated the moon with reflection, emotion, and creativity. Without it, nights would seem darker, emptier, and psychologically unsettling. Societies that follow lunar calendars, like the Islamic Hijri calendar or traditional Chinese festivals, would face cultural disruption. Traditional holidays, rituals, and agricultural practices tied to lunar cycles would need redefinition. Artists, writers, and musicians might experience a creative void, and the absence of the moon could inspire both fascination and existential unease. Space exploration and astronomy would immediately be affected. The moon serves as a reference point for tracking Earth's rotation, gravitational influence, and satellite positioning. Its absence could affect orbital calculations for satellites, space stations, and interplanetary missions. Lunar-based resources, like helium-3 for potential nuclear fusion energy, would vanish, delaying futuristic energy projects. Missions planned for moon bases or colonization would have to be rethought entirely. Astronomers, accustomed to studying lunar phases and phenomena, would lose an important observational anchor in the night sky. Humanity's relationship with space itself would fundamentally change, as the nearest celestial body is no longer available for exploration or inspiration. Volcanic and seismic activity could shift subtly but dangerously. The moon exerts tidal forces not just on oceans but on Earth's crust. These subtle forces help distribute stress along tectonic plates. Without the moon, stress patterns could change, possibly affecting the frequency and intensity of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions over decades or centuries. Regions long considered stable could face unforeseen geological hazards, while historically active areas might experience altered cycles of eruptions. Over time, humanity would need to adapt urban planning, disaster preparedness, and infrastructure to a world with unpredictable geological behavior. Ocean currents and climate systems would be affected profoundly. Tidal forces contribute to the mixing of surface and deep ocean waters, distributing heat and nutrients worldwide. Without the moon, this process would slow, altering ocean currents that regulate climate. Warm water might stagnate, intensifying hurricanes in certain regions, while cold currents could shift, affecting marine ecosystems. Coral reefs, already threatened by global warming, could face further stress. Fisheries, shipping lanes, and coastal communities could experience unpredictable impacts. Humanity would need to adapt global resource management to cope with a planet of shifting climate patterns. Human navigation and astronomy would be disrupted. For centuries, sailors used the moon to navigate the seas. Even modern GPS systems rely subtly on lunar-influenced calibrations. Its disappearance would require recalibration of navigation systems, affecting aviation, shipping, and space missions. Celestial observation would lose a familiar anchor, complicating efforts to track near-Earth objects, satellites, and distant stars. The moon's absence would challenge humanity's ability to map and understand both Earth and the cosmos with the precision previously taken for granted. Psychologically, humans could experience subtle yet real effects. The moon's phases have long been linked to sleep cycles, emotional states, and subconscious rhythms. Its sudden disappearance could create unease, restlessness, or disorientation. Romantic, spiritual, and reflective practices tied to the moon would feel incomplete. Cultural rituals and personal habits tied to lunar cycles might falter, creating both emotional and societal disruption. Across generations, humans would adapt to darkness and the absence of a cosmic companion, but the psychological imprint of losing the moon would linger indefinitely. Society would need to adapt in creative ways. Artificial light might partially replace the moon's glow, but it cannot replicate its gravitational and ecological influence. Lunar calendars would be redefined, and coastal management systems redesigned. New technologies might emerge to monitor tides, track wildlife migration, and stabilize ecosystems disrupted by the moon's absence. Education systems might incorporate lunar disappearance into curricula, teaching future generations to live in a fundamentally altered world. Communities would need to rethink survival, farming, fishing, and energy production to align with a planet no longer guided by its natural satellite. Over centuries, the cumulative effects would redefine life on Earth. Ecosystems, weather, and ocean patterns would stabilize into a new normal, but one fundamentally different from the moon-guided balance humanity has known. Cultures, traditions, and human imagination would evolve without the moon's presence. Space exploration, colonization, and technology development would shift focus. Even human identity and our perception of the cosmos might change, as our closest celestial companion, a constant for millennia, vanishes from our lives forever. Ultimately, the moon's disappearance would be one of the most dramatic transformations Earth has ever faced. Life, culture, and civilization itself would adapt, but the consequences, scientific, environmental, social, and psychological, would be profound and enduring. One thing is certain. A world without the moon would be darker, wilder, and more unpredictable, forcing humanity to rethink its relationship with the planet, the oceans, the sky, and the universe itself. If you found this scenario mind-blowing, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon for more explorations into what-if scenarios and cosmic possibilities. Share it with friends who love space, science, and universe-defying questions. Keep imagining the impossible, because the world of what-if holds endless surprises.